So now we're ready to call the existing helper function to retrieve our time series data. We have all of the parameters that we need, but we need to make one modification to that function because we're going to provide a new parameter to it in the form of orient. So go ahead and open GEE methods and find the getTimeSeries function. GetTimeSeries from image collection is the full name. And what we will do is add a final parameter, orient equals df. And let me just align this a little better. And since we're providing a default value, this won't affect any existing calls to this function, which there is one in one of the support methods for the viewer controller. So we'll just make it so that it behaves the same if that's not provided. And then we'll come down here, right here, time series append df, and instead what we'll do is we'll say if the orient parameter is given and it equals df, then we'll keep that default behavior. Else, we'll say time series dot append df dot toDict. So we're going to convert it to dict and use the appropriate orient option that's given. There are many ways that you can reformat these pandas data frames. So we're giving the programmatic side of our endpoint access to that parameter to be able to control the format that they retrieve the data back as. So now we need to make one change to our REST API, and that is to call this function. So let's first import it. From here, first I'll get the HTTP server error. Then from GEE methods, import getTimeSeries. Methods, import getTimeSeries from collection. Now we'll go past our parameters. Right after our validation for geometry and paste it here. So what we're doing is calling it within a try except, so that if any value error is raised, which this will raise value errors for various cases to pass feedback on to the user, we will go ahead and use the same methodology of raising an HTTP response bad request, but pass along whatever that message was. And then we'll catch any other exception and raise a server error, just to catch anything else, with a little nicer message than they would see otherwise. Okay, and I forgot to replace the response data, so make sure you don't have two of those. What we did is we added the time series now as another parameter to our response data. We'll keep the parameters in here because that provides valuable metadata for the values that are returned here. And let's go test it. So I'll go ahead and send this as is. It is now querying the Google Earth Engine servers, so it takes a little longer. But you can see it's returning our time series now. This is with the default orient parameter of series. So let's try maybe one of the others, like dict. Okay, so that's a little different format. So let's change it to foo, and it will tell us what the valid values are. So we have list, series, split, records. So let's try one of those. So let's try list. You can see it comes in that format, time, and then values. And then we could try records. Oops. If I could type in there records. Send that one. Good. Or I don't remember what the others are. Series was what it was before. All right, so our REST API is working. The last thing we need to do is test this with the post parameters. So let's go ahead and uncheck all of these so that we're not sending get parameters, and go to bulk edit and just Control A, Control C to select and copy all of them. Then switch the method to post and go to now body and click on form data, and again click bulk edit and paste here, and go back to key value edit. They're all checked off, so check them back on, or if you were smart you could copy them before checking them. I'll leave index off but turn everything else on, and let me send that. And it returns the same response. So it is working as well with post, which is great.